this evening. The Bible teaches us a story about this man who had a visitor, that came in at his door and was asking for bread. And it says that he didn't have, bread to give the man. So he went out to his friend's house and he was knocking at the door. And when he was knocking, his friend said, you know what, don't bother me because I'm already lying down with my children. I'm ready to go to sleep. But this man was so persistent that he kept knocking on the door, and his friend finally got up and he gave, this man what he was asking for. He gave him the bread that he was asking for. Sometimes in our life, we find ourselves in a situation where we need something from someone, where we need, we're in need of something. And today I want to tell you, sometimes maybe another person can't give you what you need, but there is a God that is there and he's willing to give you what you need. There is a God in heaven and he is willing, to open the gates from heaven and give you what you are asking for. But we have to be persistent with God. Just as this man was persistent, just as this man, was knocking at the door and he didn't give up until his friend got up and gave him what he needed. That's the way we should be with God. God is here all the time. Sometimes, we feel that God is so far away from us, but he is not. He is there with us. All we have to do, the Bible says, is call unto me. The Bible says all we have to do is call unto God, and God is ready. Sometimes we feel God so far away. Sometimes we say, what, God, you're real or you're not real. And sometimes I tell people, God is just like this wind that we're feeling. We can't see the wind, but we can feel it. And it's just like God. We can't see God with our own eyes, but we can feel his presence. We know that he's around. We know that he's here. It's just like this gentleman said, sometimes I feel like crying. Why? Because the presence of God comes among our life and we begin to cry. We begin, just to shed tears. Why? Because God is with us, and that's his presence that we feel. And there is no man on earth that can resist God's presence. Once God comes into our life, there's nothing we can do but say, what, God, I'm here. And we begin to cry and we begin to feel his presence. Some people begin to tremble because God's presence is powerful. There's a verse in the Bible that says, so I say to you, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks, the door will be open. All we have to do is seek God. All we have to do is knock at his door, and he is willing to open the doors of heaven. I don't know what your need is. I don't know what you're asking, God for. Only God and you know. I barely got to know each and every one of y'all, but I personally, I don't know who you are. I don't know, where you come from, but there is a God in heaven who knows you, who from your mother's womb, he called you by name. He said, what, I have a purpose for his life, and he has called you for great things. He has called you for mighty things. All we have to say is, God, here I am. I'm ready for you, just to take control of my life. I just leave it up to you. Sometimes we try to live our life and we try to do it on our own, but we are never going to be able to take our life on our own. We need God to help us. And the word says, ask and you shall receive. All we have to do is have faith, and God is with us. And there's another verse that I like, and it says, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Amen. Matthew 11:28. I will give you rest. God will give you the rest that you need. God will give you what you are needing. Sometimes we are so overwhelmed with this world. This world, sometimes it brings us down, but God is there to lift you up. Amen.
Amen.
Sister, please.
Amen. Amen. Like Sister Stephanie was saying, God is everywhere. God made this date and this time for us to meet.
Amen.
We don't know your circumstances, but I'm going to tell you another story. There was a rich man. This is a story that Jesus told. It's a parable about a man that had everything. He had 2 sons. He had money overbounding. He had wealth. father gave him his inheritance and he left. This young man went off and he spent all his inheritance. He spent it on drinking, he spent it on drugs, he spent it on women, he spent everything. He was living on the streets without nothing to eat, and he just thought to himself, you know, even the servants in my father's house eat better than this, because he was actually ended up in a pig stall eating from where the